Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I thank you. We're reading alles, alle English, is okay? Okay. We're reading from Canto 8. We're starting with chapter 13, descriptions of future Manus. And today I'll do the summary and then read. Then I'll read verses 1 to 10 because they don't have purports, and then we'll do 11 together. Okay. So, descriptions of future Manus. Of the 14 Manus, 6 Manus have already been described. Now, this chapter will consecutively describe each Manu from the 7th to the 14th. The 7th Manu, who is the son of Vivasvan, is known as Shradadev. He has 10 sons named Ikshvaku, Navaga, Drishta, Shariati, Narishanta, Nabaga, Dishta, Tarusha, Prashadra, and Vasuman. In this Manvantara, or reign of Manu, among the demigods are the Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Vishvadevas, Maruts, Ashwini Kumaras, and Ribus. The king of heaven, Indra, is known as Purandara, and the 7th sages are known as Kashyapa, Atri, Vashishta, Vishvamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadvaja. During this period of Manu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, appears from the womb of Aditi and in his incarnation as the son of Kashyapa. In the period of the 8th Manu, the Manu is Savarni. His sons are headed by Nirmoka, and among the demigods are the Sutapas. Bali, the son of Virochana, is Indra, and Galava and Parashuram are among the 7 sages. In this age of Manu, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears as Sarvabhauma, the son of Devaguya and Saraswati. Saraswati. In the period of the 9th Manu, the Manu is Daksha Savarni. His sons are headed by Bhutaketu, and among the demigods are the Marichi Garbhas. Adbhuta is Indra, and among the 7 sages are Dutiman. And in this period of Manu, the incarnation Rishabha is born of Ayushman and Ambudara. In the period of the 10th Manu, the Manu is Brahma Savarni. Among his sons are Purishena, and the 7 sages are Havishman and others. Among the demigods are the Suvashanas, and Shambhu is Indra. The incarnation in this period of Manu is Vishvakshena, who is a friend of Shambhu and who is born from the womb of Vashutshi and in the house of a Brahmana named Vishvarashtra. In this period of the 11th Manu, the Manu is Dharma Savarni, who has 10 sons, headed by Satyadharma. Among the demigods are the Viha, Vihangaman, the Vihangamas. Indra is known as Vaidrita, and the seven sages are Aruna and others. In this Manvantara, the incarnation is Dharmasitu, who is born of Vaidrita and Aryaka. In the period of the 12th Manu, the Manu is Rudra Sarvani, whose sons are headed by Devavan. The demigods are the Haritas and others. Indra is Rita Dharma, and the seven sages are Tapumurti and others. The incarnation in this Manvantara is Sudama and Svadama, who is born, or Svadama, who is born from the womb of Sunrita. His father's name is Satyasaha. In the period of the 13th Manu, the Manu is Devasarvani. Among these sons are Chitrasena. The demigods are the Sukamara, Sukarmas, and others. Indra is Divaspati, and Nirmuka is among the sages. The Manvantara avatar is Yogeshvara, who is born of Devavotra and Brihati. In the period of the 14th Manu, the Manu is Indra Savarni. Among his sons are Uru and Gambhira. The demigods are the Pavitras and others. Indra is Suchi, and among the sages are Agni and Bahu. The incarnation of this Manvantara is known as Brihadbanu. He is born of Satrayana from the womb of Vitana. The total duration of the periods ruled by these Manus is calculated to be 1000 Chaturyugas, or 4.300.000 times 1000 years. Das muss man erstmal verstehen. Okay, so verse 1. I'm not going to read the Sanskrit, I'm just going to read the English and then we'll do the Sanskrit for 11 together. Shukadev Goswami said, the present Manu, who is named Shraddhadev, is the son of Vivaswan, the predominating deity on the sun planet. Shraddhadev is the seventh Manu. Now please hear from me as I describe his sons. O King Parikshit, among the 10 sons of Manu are Ikshvaku, Nabaka, Drishta, Saryati, and all the others. The seventh son is known as Dishta. Then come Darusha, Prashadra, Prishadra, and the 10th son is known as Vasuman. In this Manvantara, O King, the Adityas. Wait, let me just see if there's something new. Okay. He describes everything that I have read already. In this Manvantara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as the youngest of all the Adityas, known as Vamana, the dwarf. His father was Kashyapa and his mother Aditi. And Ikshvaku was who? Where have we heard that name? Yeah, but what else? Why else is Ikshvaku? He's the one that Krishna also gave the Bhagavad Gita to, isn't it? He tells Arjuna that he gives it to Vivaswan. Yeah. Okay, so he gives it to his father. Yeah. So that's where the Bhagavad Gita first, or one of the times the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Okay, I have briefly explained to you, this is verse 7, the position of the seven Manus. Now I shall describe the future Manus along with the incarnations of Lord Vishnu. So 8. O king, I have previously described in the sixth canto the two daughters of Vishvakarma named um, Samya and Chaya, who were the first two wives of Vivasvan. It is said that the sun god had a third wife named Vadava. Um, of the three wives, the wife named Samya had three children, Yama, Yami, and Shadadev. Now let me describe the children of Chaya. Chaya had a son named Savarni and a daughter named Tapati, who later became the wife of King Samvarana. Chaya's third child is known as Sanaishchara, Saturn. Okay. So Chaya's third child is known as Sanaishchara, and that is Saturn, the planet. Vadava gave birth to two sons, namely the Ashwini brothers, Ashwini Kumaras. And the Ashwini Kumaras are the fathers of Nakula and Sahadev, the two sons of Madri, the Pandavas. Okay. Now, Astamnitara ayate. Astamintara ayate. Savarnir Pavita Manu. Savarnir Pavita Manu. Nirmuka Vara. Nirmuka Virajaskadya. Nirmuka Virajaskadya. Savarnita Naya Nripa. Savarnita Naya Nripa. Ashtamentara ayate. Savarnir Bhavita Manu. Nirmuka Varajaskadya. Savarnitai Tanaya Nripa. Okay. Sarvanitanaya prima. Ashtaminayate. Savanir Bhavita Manu. Moka Viraswadya. Savanitanaya prima. Ashtaminayate. Savanir Bhavita Manu. Mupanirajasvara. Savanitanaya Nripa. Thank you. Astami, the eighth. Antare, Manu's period. Ayate, when arrived. Savarni, Savarni. Pavita will become Manuhu, the eighth Manu. Nirmoka, Nirmoka. Virajaska Adai. Virajaska Adyaha. Virajaska and others. Sarvarni of Savarni. Tanayaha, the sons. Nripa, O king. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O king, when the period of the eighth Manu arrives, Savarni will become the Manu. Nirmoka and Virajaska will be among his sons. Purport. The present reign of that Vivasvata Manu. The present reign is that of Vivasvata Manu. According to astronomical calculations, we are now in the 28th Yuga of Vivasvata Manu. Each Manu lives for 71 yugas, and 14 such Manus rule in one day of Lord Brahma. We are now in the period of Vivasvata Manu, the seventh Manu, and the eighth Manu will come into existence after many millions of years. But Shukadev Goswami, having heard from authorities, foretells that the eighth Manu will be Savarni, and that Nirmoka and Virajaska will be among his sons. Shastra can foretell what will happen millions and millions of years in the future. Om Agyanatimirandasya Ginanjana Shlakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadam Hayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaruganvatam Vitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostite Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Shatarine Vanchakopa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Alright, so again, just the last verse. O king, when the period of this eighth Manu arrives, Savarni will become the Manu. Nirmoka and Virajaska will be among his sons. So it's interesting that the last sentence of this purport says Shastra can foretell what will happen millions and millions of years in the future. So I had the thought that a devotee's relationship to time is very interesting. If we look at past, present, and future, people in general are either stuck in the past, or they are absolutely just in the present, or they worry about the future. Um, people or some people cannot move forward because they just they want things to happen exactly like it has been happening for hundreds of years. Those are the people who talk about the good old days. And then you have some people who are absolutely hedonistic in some way, and they are just present in the present in a negative way. And then you have the people who are only that who are worried about the future. Where am I going to get my food from? Where am I going to get the money from? Whatever. But for a devotee, once we start chanting Hare Krishna and once we start practicing Krishna consciousness, or we become not interested, what serious about spiritual life, then the time does not it's not so important. Yes, we read Shastra, and the Shastra is basically filled with stories from the past. But we use the past in order to learn lessons so that we can do things better in the present. And we try, I find it difficult, but we try not to worry so much about the future, because Krishna says, give up all your worries and give up everything and just trust me. So it's interesting that once I heard, I don't know who said it, but we should pray as if everything depends on Krishna, but we should act as if everything depends on us. So devotees know that in their devotional service, they should do the absolute best that they can. And you should plan, and you should think about the future. You cannot be irresponsible, but we also know that plans can change, and however much you plan, Krishna may send you on another road. So we try and do our best, but in the sense, we also depend that, okay, I make my plans, but when my plans don't work out, I understand that it is the will of Krishna. And if it does work out, then it's also the plan of Krishna. So we try and not stress about it, which I don't know about you, but sometimes it's a bit difficult for me. But Mitra Prabhu, maybe you can definitely tell us a little bit more about that. Depending on Krishna. Yeah. So devotees, that's a yeah, patience and flexibility are two very good qualities of devotees, because we know that the only living entity, well, to an extent, the main person that we have control over in some way is ourselves. So the only choice that we sometimes have is how we react to situations. Parents can influence the lives of their children because the children are dependent on them in some way. Bosses can influence the lives of their employees, but how we react to things are up to us. Whether you are going to be fully emotionally invested in something and totally broken if it doesn't work out, or if you're going to react with, okay, Krishna, I give everything in your hands and let's just see what happens. To most people, this sounds a little bit irresponsible, but we know that from experience, we know that we cannot control the thing. We cannot control anything. We cannot control how things work out. We can only do. This is what Krishna says to Arjuna, is that you just have to fight. the results are not your business. You do your duty because it's the right thing to do, and you leave the results up to me. Um, and that is not an easy thing to do, because we are all little controllers. We want to have everything in our we want to have a say in everything. And one of the main processes in bhakti is to learn that no, actually, I do my service because I love Krishna, because he wants it from me, to show him love, and that's it. The rest is up to him. And if we get to a stage where we actually believe that Krishna is our best friend and that he always wants good, he wants only the best for us, then we will be able to relax, because whether the results look bad from the outside or look good from the inside, we know that somehow everything just fits according to what we need to become Krishna conscious and to become fixed in spiritual life. And yeah, so it's interesting. Krishna sends me a lot of situations where I have a lot of things to do, and I have absolutely no idea how the results are going to go. How the result? I have hopes of how the results are going, but the best I can do is just focus on the thing in front of me and do it the best I can, and then do it step by step. So devotees are actually, they they use all three times. They learn from the past, they are in the present because they do their service and they know that I have to focus on this. I have a godbrother who I don't know if he still does it, but he used, for many years he used to uh, do um, the stage show on the Polish tour. So he was the stage manager, and that is a tough job, because you have to deal with everybody. You have to deal with all the actors, you have to deal with all the props, you have to deal with the behind the scenes people, everything. And uh, on the Polish tour, he was absolutely involved in that. But before and after, he also had a lot of things to do. He had a lot of service to do. He had studies. He was part of our Bhakti Yoga Society. And once he said that sometimes he just has to think about. He makes a list of all the things that he has to do in a day, and he says, "Okay, I have 20 minutes for that." And I'm going to give all of my energy for that 20 minutes to that thing and not think about anything else. And he found that this practice of focusing completely on the thing in front of you actually helped him to do better japa, because he approached his japa in the same way. He says, okay, I'm doing japa now for however many hours, or I don't know if he broke it up, but he trained himself to be focused. So yeah, that's how Prabhupada, there's a beautiful letter of Prabhupada. He wrote it in 1973. Uh, he wrote a letter to Jaipataka Maharaj, I think. Um, oh, I can't find it. Basically, it's where he says that I will focus. Basically, he says this: I will focus on the thing in front of. He prays to Krishna and he says, please let me focus on the thing in front of me and let me do it to the best of my ability. So that is basically all we can do. And then as devotees, we learn to do it with love and not just out of duty, but we do the best because we love Krishna and we want to give the best to the people in front of us that we want. We want to give the best to the people that we love. Um, yeah, so that is what I have to say. That's this chapter is very, very full of names and not so many purports. So we are going to breeze through it. I think 13 has a purport, and then again. And then no other purport for the rest of the chapter. So whoever reads tomorrow can just do the whole chapter. Yeah. Any thoughts? Any? I'm going to ask ChatGPT if you can find that quote. Mitrai Prabhu, you travel a lot and you've told me a little bit that you always have what you need when you need it, right? Mm-hmm. Was it difficult or were you always so chilled about not knowing what's coming?
Only when you're absorbed in your devotional service, and then when you think of, oh, now I need maybe some Lakshmi for buying this and that.
Mm-hmm.
That was maybe what I did. But just also just was not focusing on this one point, but just was going on with my service. And after a while, that's what I needed was coming also.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to have patience. Patience is a very important part of this whole thing. Otherwise, your mind will drive you crazy. So, yeah. No, patience is a good.
Shri Shri Radha Madam Mohan Ki Jai. Hmm?
The other word is passion. Passion is virtue. Yeah. And patience, they are very.
Yeah, okay, they.
Patience and passion.
Okay, here I found the quote. Thank you, ChatGPT. The letter was to Jaipataka, and it was 72, not 73. So, such surrendered devotees see that everything is part of Krishna's plan, that whatever is meant to be, I am doing that. So, let me do it with my full attention to every detail. Let me become absorbed in such service. Never mind what it is, but let all other considerations be forgotten and only my desire to do the thing best for Krishna's alone pleasure be my motive. That is advanced stage of understanding devotional service or Krishna consciousness. There you have it. I love this quote. I mean, I have there's so much that I still have to do to get to this stage, but it's at least a good start to have this quote, to see what you are working towards. I'm going to save it.
There was also Mataji in Hungarian farm. She came to the temple and she wanted to become a pujari. And all the services she got was everything but coming even close to the pujari. But she accepted it all. And later then she became a pujari. But first of all, she had to go through all this stuff that the devotee has given to her. That's a very important thing, is that you accept what devotees ask you to do. And not that you go to the temple and say, I want to become become kirtan. You do nothing but kirtan, kirtan, kirtan. That's wrong. You have to be very patient in this way. Also, when Krishna wants you to become a kirtanya, he will give it to you, but first of all, you have to do other things.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a very material example, but it works in it. Advanced people in the material world also knows exactly this principle. The Don't ask me how I know this, but I know this. There's a famous singer, very very famous singer, and the lady that does her makeup for shows and things like that. Um, she travels with her everywhere, and this lady once said that she once auditioned to become her makeup artist, but she didn't get it, and then they put her on something lower, like making doing the makeup of all the backstage, the back vocalists and things like that, and she did it for years. And she said, interestingly, she said that her motivation was, okay, I didn't get it, I'm sad, but let me use this opportunity to practice so that when the opportunity comes again, that she would be ready. And it happened. Like years later, she had to she had to do another trial, and then she got the job that she wants, and now she's really good. So every I I try. I'm hoping Krishna doesn't test me too severely on this, but I try to see every opportunity. If you look at it from a spiritual point of view, is never wasted. So every opportunity in our life, everything that happens to us, there is some value in it, and you learn something from that opportunity or that situation that you will need later on. And that's, if you try and approach life in that way, is not that why is this happening to me, but what can I learn from it, then you you life makes much more sense. It's not just suffering. One of some of the psychologists, modern psychologists, also say that people are able to suffer a lot more austerities when they know that there is a purpose for it. If they know that it has some kind of goal, then it's okay. Then I can tolerate. So we as uh, any I'm saying we because we're here, but any spiritualist, anyone who's sincerely practicing a spiritual path knows um, that there is a bigger picture, and that everything that happens to us now has some value maybe later. Okay. Thank you very much to everybody who listened, for being here, and Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpa Drubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanvyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha.